Some people believe if we repeat stories often enough, they become real.
Oh my God! Guillermo del Toro! Andre Offredel! You beauties! Oh my God, this movie is amazing! Based on a children's book, yes, but based on a children's book, I don't care. After the disappointment that Cruel was, this was incredible in comparison. This movie was great, and I advise anybody who is a fan of any of these people's previous works, so take Pan's Labyrinth, what we all could have experienced as a major in the Silent Hill games franchise, which never came to be, unfortunately. And then Andre Offredel was also responsible for the autopsy of Jane Doe. So if you enjoyed that, you kind of know what quality you're going to get in this one. So, man, I wanted... Remember what I said before about wanting to create a Twitter account to praise James Gunn for Brightburn? I resisted so well for that, and now I've just been toppled over. This film has convinced me to actually do a Twitter account just so I can congratulate these two wonderful, wonderful human beings on a good horror film. Okay, a little bit calmer. So then, Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark follows a group of teenagers who break into a haunted house on Halloween, and they discover a book in a sealed off cellar. Again, typical horror cliche, breaking into places you shouldn't be going, and then you find an ancient artifact or an item that basically has a curse on it, but you don't know that until it's too late. Anyway, so the children leave the haunted house, and then they soon discover that the book actually sees into them their fears and brings them to life. The book writes its own story, so what the teenagers see is whoever's story it is being told in the book, and then they actually find out what sort of fear they would be facing. So if some of you out there have got a fear of snakes, for example, then that's probably what you'll end up dealing with once the nightmares actually manifest. So, yeah, again, the whole film then becomes a fight for survival, and they need to find a way how to make it stop. And yeah, that's basically it. Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark is one of those movies that really did not need any gore. I mean, the one thing you need to take into account is, again, it's based on a children's book, so they couldn't make it too gory, because a lot of young viewers would probably be going to see this movie, whether they're sneaking in or their parents are taking them. I don't care. They had to jump between that line. So what Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark lacks in gore, it makes up in suspense and genuine fear. You can feel a lot of the fear that these kids are going through and the anticipation of how they're going to get out of their nightmare scenarios. And I'm not giving anything away, because some of the things that happen in this movie were very unexpected. So kudos for making this such a good movie. Again, weighing on my previous point about lack of gore, jump scares wise, I say it again, it's another film that does not need a ton of jump scares to be scary. It just needs a good story, good acting, which again this movie excels at. The acting between the young actors and actresses and the older ones is fine. It works great. The chemistry is great between everybody, and you genuinely feel worried for some of these people, because I sure as hell do not want some of my fears coming to life, because that would scare the hell out of not just me but everyone around me probably. So yeah, a few jump scares, but not too many. There's that line. So there was definitely not too many, but the ones they did use, beautiful. Andre of Redel, Guillermo del Toro. You've made probably one of the best horrors, if not this year, in the last 3 to 5 years, I'm gonna say. I was hooked on that film from beginning to end. I really can't fault it. I'm sitting here thinking to myself, what didn't I actually like? And there's nothing. I can't think of anything that I really didn't like about this movie. If I'm trying to find like the tiniest thing, the haunted house thing has been done over and over again, but you can do that over and over again providing the story you're telling is not a repeat of what we've seen before. In a way, you could look at Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark as pieces from all other horror films that work really well, and then they've just been meshed together and made, not better, that's not the best way of looking at it, but they've made it good. They've made whatever you see in this movie good. I enjoyed it a lot. So again, I know I keep praising it, but I can't find any faults. I cannot find any faults with it. It did not disappoint me at all. I want to go and see it again. I really do. It's still in the cinemas around here. I saw it about a month or two ago. So the fact that it's still in the cinemas says it's being successful. So well done. Well done. Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark receives a whopping 9 out of 10. I am really happy with this film, and I cannot wait for it to come out on a 4K Blu-ray just to enjoy it over and over again. Again, if I could find the time to go and see it more than once in the cinema, I would, but I just don't have the time for it. So, yep, can't wait for it to come out. I advise everybody who's fans of any of the director and the producer and the writer's material beforehand to go and see it. I really hope you enjoy it as much as I did. See you on the next one. Fellow horror enthusiasts, if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. We can also be found on Instagram, Twitch and Facebook, and we hope to see you on the next video.